I am matching with the trees, so I'm not sure if you can see me properly. Something just poked my leg, but let's try that again. I brought coffee, and today's weather is kind of like a bit cold, and it's just perfect. I think you'd find me among the trees all autumn. That's if you're looking for me anyways. Being in this environment with a journal is truly the best feeling. It's quiet, it's peaceful, and that's what I love chasing. There is loneliness in outgrowing your past version. You feel like you can't relate to your past anymore. There's this deep feeling of the unknown because you don't know where this version of yourself is taking you. When I started outgrowing the old version of myself, I didn't expect to also outgrow some of the people that I care about. Friends, family, and many things that I enjoyed doing. Not because they became bad, but because I changed. My values shifted, my pace changed, my vision stretched further than the conversations I usually have. And then I think to myself, will they understand? But no, people are not meant to understand you. You won't make sense to every single person, and that's okay. Life visions, spirituality are all given to us differently. So most times it will only make sense to you. My dressing changed, my values changed, my beliefs changed, and the way I do things also changed. I find myself in an environment where I looked and behaved different from the people around me. And that can feel very, very lonely. It's not like I became perfect, but I guess we just became sinners in different ways. The path we walk became totally different, and also the things that we're drawn to. I looked at myself in the mirror and I couldn't see the girl I once were. And thinking about it, what would she think of me now? And maybe that's the part that hurt the most, being different. But being different doesn't mean wrong. It just means walking a path that is true to your own soul. It means you're choosing growth over comfort, peace over crowd, and sometimes you feel like you're on your own. It is okay to be alone. It is okay to let your soul thrive, to learn you and do the things that matters to you the most. Most times it's just a protection from Allah. When you learn to love differently, it's more peaceful. You stop clinging to people to feel the emptiness inside, and instead you start filling that space with connection to Allah, with habits that brings you peace, with words that makes you proud of yourself when you reread them later along the way. Love shifts from being who is around you to how deeply you can stand with yourself. Growth often feels like a loss. You're mourning comfort, memories, and connections that once defined you, but you're also being pulled into spaces Allah has prepared for you. And most times, you can't see yourself going back to the dead version of yourself. You can only see ahead, even though it's blurry. You feel like you're just being pulled to reflect and sit in silence, to embrace you for who you are, and looking forward to becoming better. In that solitude, you learn to be more compassionate towards yourself and towards others. You grieve the things you once never knew, even all the silly things you thought they were precious. You learn to become more human, a human that Allah created, not what the society envisioned. You trust yourself more. You make decisions yourself. You learn to listen, and you become stronger, not because you want to, but because you have no other option. And more importantly, Allah becomes your best friend. You find peace through Him, you find comfort through His words, and you find security through His worship. You learn your true purpose deeply, and you fall in love with Him again and again because you realize every day that He guided you back to your fitrah. It's funny because never in a million years will you choose differently. The peace and contentment that comes with alignment and the worship of Allah is just never found anywhere else. You start noticing the sweetness of gratitude and the abundance in little things. The truth is, you didn't lose what you love. You just learned to love differently. And you don't feel like you're missing out as well, because you know you're being true to yourself. You nurture your growth and become so proud of how far you have come. Books, lectures, intentional spaces become your sanctuary. You suddenly stop caring about what people think and instead care about how you feel about it. and what Allah thinks. That is living, not surviving. Because at the end of it all, what matters is the peace you carry and how much you tried your best with the knowledge you have to worship Allah. Sometimes I feel like a weirdo, but I like it. This video is not about solutions, but more about my mind. Being a stranger or being a weirdo is actually fun. No matter who you are or how much you have changed, do not worry about the world not understanding you or even how to explain why you changed. Trust me, the people that are meant to stay will stay, and the people that are meant not to will silently walk out of your life. But the good news is, it creates space for you to evolve into the version of you Allah wants, and He will replace those you lost with immense goodness you could never imagine. I know it can be difficult, of course. Nothing comes easy. Patience, discipline, trust. They all carry their own trials. Writing in a journal helps me help me see my mind more clearly, the beauty of it, the jargons it's carrying, and also the beliefs that I hold. And reading through it every once in a while makes me realize how much I've grown. Sometimes reading through it after years or months, it's kind of cringy because it feels like I'm in such a different place in life internally. It's more like, I can't believe I used to think that way. But that's also the beauty of it. I feel like we're placed in this world to evolve towards excellence, to the best of our capability. And writing in a journal makes you say who you were before and who you are now. More so, it helps me in reflecting my mistakes, my trials, my struggles, my happiness, and my thoughts. We see our physical self through the mirror, so we focus on the visible. But we don't really focus on the mind because we can't see it. But the most beautiful people I've met are those that carry a beautiful mind and a beautiful soul. And I want to be like that. Writing is a way to see my mind, so I can tend to it like a garden, just like I tend to my physical self. We're not here to stay the same. We're here to grow, to peel back layers that aren't truly us, and to keep returning to who Allah created us to be. Journaling, reflecting, sitting with yourself are always to remember your soul. Because at the end of it all, it's not about how people see you, but how you return to Allah with a heart that tried, struggled, and grew. Growth is never becoming perfect. It's about becoming more honest, more compassionate, and more aligned with the one who created you. I'll give you some journal prompt. You can do this anytime. You can just do it in a plain paper. Who is a past version of me that I have outgrown? And what has she taught me? What changes in my values, beliefs, and habits have made me more truer and aligned to myself? In moments of loneliness, how can I remind myself that Allah is guiding me? What does returning to my fitrah mean to me in my daily life? Who or what do I need to release in order to grow into the version of myself that I'm becoming? Wherever life plants you, bloom within.